The Tolkiens Rangers are based on two different groups of people. The Rangers of Tolkien and the Texas Rangers. The Texas Rangers were there to protect settlers from Native Americans, Mexicans, bandits, all sorts of spooky, scary Western stuff. Because there weren't very many of them, they wanted to blend into the crowd, so they did not wear Silver Star badges until later. They actually carried little coins, Mexican coins, that they cut into the shape of a star, and that was their identification as a ranger. But the 50 Ranger idea is one of Flanagan's own design. Well, Araluen, it is kind of reminiscent of America in a lot of ways. The 50 Fiefs, just like the 50 States, but the rest of it is based on England. Actually, the quote, "one riot, one ranger," is a real Texas Ranger quote, which is just kind of cool. The other influence on the Rangers are Tolkien's Rangers. Now, there are two bodies of Rangers. There are the Rangers of the North, and then the Gondorian Rangers. The Gondorian Rangers are pretty much a special forces unit. They wear camouflage, they go and they harass the enemy, gather intelligence from... They also gather intelligence as special forces do. But the Rangers of the North are where that idea of mysterious wanderers kind of comes from. They protect places like Bree in the Shire from the forces of the enemy, as it's called in Lord of the Rings. And they wear dark gray and green clothes, and they wander around, and they're just very mysterious. And the townsfolk of that area of the world, they're very distrustful of them. They think that they're all vagabonds, and just, they'll steal your eggs and stuff like that. And that's kind of how people view Rangers and Ranger's Apprentice. They are just very fearful of them. They think that they have dark powers, and yeah. I think everyone who's read Ranger's Apprentice knows that kind of view. And that's just like how it is in Lord of the Rings. There's a quote from Aragorn that just really stands out to me, and it sounds like it could be from Ranger's Apprentice, so I'll read that to you. "Lonely men are we, Rangers of the wild, hunters, but hunters ever of the servants of the enemy, for they are found in many places, not in Mordor only. Many evil things there are that your strong walls and bright swords do not stay. Peace and freedom, do you say? The North would have known them little but for us. Fear would have destroyed them, but when dark things come from the houseless hills or creep from sunless woods, they fly from us. What road would any dare to tread? What safety would there be in quiet lands, in the homes of simple men at night, if the Dunedain were asleep, or all gone into their graves? And yet less thanks we have than you. Travelers scowl at us, and countrymen give us scornful names. Strider I am to one fat man who lives within a day's march of foes that would freeze his heart, or lay his little town in ruin, if he were not guarded ceaselessly. Yet we would not have it otherwise. If simple folk are free from care and fear, simple they will be, and we must be secret to keep them so." And that sounds a lot like Rangers. They live hard lives to protect simple people. Just like Halt and the Rangers, they fought on the front lines against an evil lord to save the simple people of Araluen from his wargles and from his tyranny. But then in the Royal Ranger, they go and they help a simple farmer from a pest that's taking his chickens. That is what Rangers do. They serve the people, even without thanks, even when the people are afraid of them and scornful of them. And that's what makes the Rangers so cool. They're absolutely badass, but they're just doing it to help simple people like farmers. And that's kind of like how the Texas Rangers were. They went and they fought bandits, terrible people, murderers, just so farmers could be left alone to plow their fields. And with that idea, I'll end it off. So like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you enjoy my other stuff too, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.